Dmitry Bivol gets revenge on Artur Beterbiev, and the boxing world right now is set up for another trilogy. And man, this is gonna be awesome. And I gotta talk about it right now. This is Serious Grind Boxing, where we're dedicated to the grind and we're dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. Hey, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We are definitely serious about the grind. Now, I've already done a video on Dmitry Bivol winning over Artur Beterbiev. He became the undisputed champion, but I wanted to take some time and I wanted to do another video because this thing was on my mind a lot because I was very excited about this this card, man. The last crescendo, this was one of the best fight cards that I saw in so long, man. Oh man, this was just great. It was just a really good performance from so many different individuals, from Shakur Stevenson to Josh Padley to Ortiz to Callum Smith to Joshua Batsua or Batsy, oh man, to Martin Bacoli, Joshua Parker. You know, it just was a very great card, and I had to get on and talk about this thing. You got what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to mostly talk about Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev because, you know, that was the main event. But I still had to mention the other fights because those were just great fights. Every single fight on this card was like a pay-per-view fight, except it was all main events every single time. I sat down, you know, at a fight party, and I watched boxing all day. You know what I'm saying? This is a great life right here. You got what I'm saying? So, man, I was just very happy about this card, and they moved the fights along. They didn't have a gigantic break in intermission where somebody was singing or they were doing a lottery or people were talking. No, it just went from fight to fight to fight. Oh man, Riyadh season, this was just a great last crescendo. But I'm gonna tell you this. There are a few fighters that have been so evenly matched at such an elite level. You got what I'm saying? And like Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, now we knew the stakes were high. We saw them fight the first time, and it was such a great fight the first time. We just knew that it was gonna be a great fight the second time, but the expectations, they were exceeded. You got what I'm saying? Because October 2024, they fought under similar circumstances. You know, they were in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and they did what they were supposed to do, right? Now, Dmitry Bivol, he appeared to basically let the fight slip away from him in the early rounds. But of course, you know, he started finding his rhythm in the middle of the fight. And then he started really coming back, you know, to try to edge Beterbiev in a majority decision that Beterbiev won, right? So it was like, man, what in the world? So now this time around, it was different. It was like opposite. So the last time, Bivol started off fast. Beterbiev did, you know, picked it up in the later rounds. But this time, Bivol started off slow, and then he picked it up in the later rounds. So it was like a flip-flop. You got what I'm saying? But anyway, Bivol edged Beterbiev in a majority decision this fight. So last time, Beterbiev became undisputed. This time, Dmitry Bivol is undisputed. If this ain't just the best of the best, this is the perfect setup for a trilogy. It is just the perfect setup for a trilogy. When I tell you Dmitry Bivol, he displayed what I'm going to call boxing tactical brilliance. He overcame the power of Artur Beterbiev, and man, he just basically showcased superior hand speed, great combination punching. Oh my goodness. And his movement, in my opinion, was top tier. And he was moving like this through every single round. That's right. Over a course of 12 rounds, Dmitry Bivol was hitting and making Beterbiev miss. Because the name of the game is to hit and not get hit. And he did an excellent job of that. I'm so proud of him. I'm just so proud of him. Now, Beterbiev, Artur Beterbiev, he has some big fists. And during this fight, he was landing some very, very hard shots. When he managed to close the distance, man, whoo, goodness gracious. But what I will say, Artur Beterbiev, it's like he was struggling to cut the ring off. Look, you got to cut that ring off, and you got to impose your power on your opponent in an efficient and effective manner. And when I say effective, that means it has to be damaging to your opponent, and efficient, you got to save your energy so that, you know, when those championship rounds come up, then, you know, you got the gas tank for that. But I'm telling you, man, this was a great fight. It was a lot of great exchanges in this fight. There were great exchanges when they met the first time. I loved this fight and the last fight. Bivol had a lot of great lateral movement. He has fast counters. Oh man, he was, you know, he knew exactly when to clinch and, you know, tie Beterbiev up so he couldn't get his rhythm and so that he couldn't get full extension on his punches. It was just so great. And I think that the game plan that Dmitry Bivol had, I think it frustrated Beterbiev. You know, because sometimes it seemed like Artur Beterbiev, it seemed like Artur was waiting for the perfect shot to land. And sometimes, man, the perfect shot just does not come, especially when you got a fast counterpuncher like Bivol, because he kept beating Artur Beterbiev to the punch. And then Beterbiev had to reset. And man, I'm telling you, by the 12th round, look, Beterbiev in the last fight, he threw caution to the wind because, from my opinion, he stepped on the gas. It was like an all-out assault. You know what I'm saying? In the last round, he busted Dmitry Bivol's left eye. You know what I'm saying? Had him bleeding and everything. You know, I'm telling you, man, if he had fought with that level of aggression throughout the whole fight, I think the outcome of the fight would have been different, because you got to finish strong. You know, and he finished strong, but it seemed like it was too little too late. That is just my opinion. You got what I'm saying? Now, in my opinion, the fight of the night, or the marquee fight, or just the best fight of the night, you know, was Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. And then in a second runner-up, you know, you have Virgil Ortiz facing Israel Madrimov. And that was the co-main event. And look, man, it delivered some really intense action. And I was very proud that Virgil Ortiz did what he was supposed to do. And then we saw Joseph Parker knock out Martin the Monster Bacoli. It was a one-sided situation. But now I do have to say this. I got to caveat this. Now, Joseph Parker had a full camp and he was preparing for Daniel Dubois. Martin Bacoli did not have a full training camp. He got notified a day and a half before the fight. He took a plane from his home all the way to Saudi Arabia, and then he fought a little bit after he had landed in Saudi Arabia. You got what I'm saying? Okay, so I just had to, but it just was a great card. It was just a great amount of fights. All action, just awesome. You know, we just saw Shakur Stevenson get a good victory, and, you know, against Josh Padley, you know, who was a dog. You got what I'm saying? So I got to look ahead to the trilogy between Bivol and Beterbiev because that is what's likely. You got what I'm saying? So we're going to see what the power broker Turkey a la Sheik going to do. But I think we going to get number 3, you know, because one thing I did notice when Dmitry Bivol and Beterbiev, when they fought at the end of the fight, when Dmitry Bivol was announced the undisputed champion, David Benavidez did not walk into the ring. Now, if Artur Beterbiev had a won again against Dmitry Bivol, I think they would have let David Benavidez get into the ring to challenge Artur Beterbiev. That's what I think was going to happen. But since you know, Dmitry had won one and then Beterbiev won one, it's like 1-1. That is a perfect setup for a trilogy, you know. So I don't know what in the world is next for David Benavidez. And then, you know, because, you know, he's been wanting to face Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo Alvarez is getting ready to fight Terrence Crawford. You got what I'm saying? So I don't. And then if let's say if Crawford wins, I don't know who he's going to fight next. If Canelo wins, then they're probably going to set up a fight between Canelo and Bivol. You got what I'm saying? So I don't know what is going to happen, but I know right now, Dmitry Bivol is reigning supreme as the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, and all roads lead to him right now. And there's so many different possibilities with who he could fight and what's gonna happen next. Oh man, this was a great fight card. It was called The Last Crescendo. Turkey a la Sheik is doing what you're supposed to do. And man, Dmitry Bivol really is king of the hill right now. If you saw all of these fights, please let me know in the comments below. I'm telling you, man, it was just greatness. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, this is Serious Grind Boxing. Feel free to buy me a coffee because I am always on the grind. I got that link in the bio. If you like this kind of content, and please feel free to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Power Grind, you know, and hey, we just always on a powerful grind, you know. That's just how it is. This is Serious Grind Boxing. Hey, I'm going to talk to you soon. Do you understand?